Right, so I recently unboxed and gave my first impressions on the Nothing Phone 3. I bought them alongside the Nothing Headphones 1. Today we're gonna be unboxing this and giving our first impressions. Really excited about the headphones. I think they go so well together. Without further ado, let's hop into the Nothing Headphone 1. I've said it before, Nothing is the first company that I've really been excited for like smartphones and stuff, an Apple-esque kind of company since I fell in love with Apple. So to have a company that can do that is kind of crazy because I've been sort of an Apple fanboy for a very long time. So if it tells you anything, basically I just love good design and I love what Nothing is trying to do, build out in the open, all that fun stuff. All right. Ooh, that's cool. It's kind of been embossed. So the only other big over-ear headphones I've ever owned are one of the Sony kinds. I'm not sure. Ooh, that's nice. That actually feels really nice. It actually reminds me of the case for the Backbone Pro, if you're aware of that device. I've heard the zipper on this might not be the best, so we'll have to check that out. But you do get USB-C charging cable, and then I think you get a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, yes, but there's no microphone input on it, which is interesting. So I'm excited to have over-ear headphones. They look amazing, hopefully sound pretty good. I don't know anything really about KEF, but they are the ones who have tuned these things. So little silica gel, little space here for your wires and cords. First impressions, holy cow. This is what I've been most interested in. These ear cups are like a silicone, a very, very soft silicone, excuse me. I didn't know what they would be made out of. I thought they were kind of a silicone. You know what? I don't even know what that is. If it looks more like old school retro ear cuffs there, but that is sure to be so comfortable. The design, honestly, they're not as heavy as I thought they were gonna be. I know they're one of the heavier ones out there. I love the smooth, friction-based adjustments there. That's nice. You have that same kind of silicone-y kind of padding up here at the top. There can maybe be a little more padding there. Feels a little light in there. Add in some more down feathers or something. They do very much resemble like cassette tapes on the side of your head. I love this control scheme. That's a very nice volume up and down feeling. There's a button. The paddle feels nice. So the paddle allows you to skip forward and go back. This is volume, and then pressing it, I think, controls the ambient sound modes. You do have a Bluetooth pairing button here, and then you have an essential space button, which I think is pretty interesting and actually a really good idea. I heard Carl Pei say it, if your phone's in your pocket or something and you have an idea that comes to you while you're listening to music, it's a nice way to just be able to record that down. I will say something that feels a little weird is that they aren't angled backwards. Like our ears are kind of angled backwards, and maybe that won't matter. I guess I need to try them on. Ooh, they've got a good seal already. Just kind of wild. Definitely a love or hate it look on those guys, but it feels really nice. It's not hugging too tight. It's sitting on there. You can definitely feel the weight of it. Like I said, I still feel like they are lighter than I thought they would be. I gotta listen, even on a first impressions video, right? That's what they're made for. Ooh, when you turn the volume up, it makes this little clicking sound. Okay. When you turn on ambient mode, it goes, which is kind of weird. But wow, that actually sounds very, very clear. It weirdly feels like I'm wearing just a loop around my ear. That is actually really impressive. I am really impressed. Does this make sense? It feels like I'm just wearing a ring around my ear that has a hole in it, and I'm just hearing. I'm in a studio quiet environment, so obviously we're not testing in a loud, crazy, noisy environment, but that sounds so good. Ooh, but when you do go, it goes, which sounds pretty cool. So with the paddle, if you click and hold, it will kind of skip through, which it's doing on Spotify. Cool, so just tapping that allows you to have Siri, basically. I heard someone else say it this way, you do have to kind of, I'm sure you've seen me do this, turn your head a little bit to reach those controls. That's Like, I get why putting them back there makes sense, but if I was just to reach without moving my head, it's like a super uncomfortable. So you have to kind of do this to reach them, which isn't terrible. But now I can kind of see why some people put inputs right here on the side. Even on the front would make some sense. I think they sound amazing. You can see they're leaving a little bit of like sweat grease on there, but I'm really excited to try these out and use it. Something that's kind of bothering me is like, that keeps happening, which doesn't feel the best. It feels like I'm destroying them. I'm pumped to have these, pumped to have them paired with the Nothing Phone 3 here. So that's gonna do it. Bought these with my own money because I'm excited. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about these, and maybe I can answer them in my sort of switching over to Android ecosystem-y kind of video that I'm hoping to make in the future. If you're new here on this channel, we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like tech that both improves our lives and looks good while doing so. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe, like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it, and we'll see you all in the next one.